Hello, and welcome to today's episode. If you've already heard the introduction before, then just skip ahead about 4 minutes. Otherwise, the Bible is referred to as the living Word of God. It isn't a book that is meant simply to be read. It is a perspective-altering substance that is meant to be ingested and absorbed into you. And when it becomes a part of you, it changes you. And that is exactly what it is meant to do. A psalm is a spiritual song based on real-life experiences that reveal a profound, foundational insight that is then expressed in the form of music, which is usually played on a harp. This is my own paraphrase of the Psalms. Now, there is an important difference between a paraphrase and a translation, and it is important to understand what that difference is. A translation takes a text word by word, and it finds the most accurate word in another language to convey the meaning of that original word. But sometimes getting the details right can come at the expense of the big picture. For example, the literal translation for a butt dial and the literal translation for a booty call could end up being exactly the same if they were both translated very literally into another language. But we all know that those are two very different ideas. A paraphrase, on the other hand, is attempting to capture the spirit of the idea that is being expressed, but both approaches come with their own disadvantages. Sometimes the most literal translation for each word, while still technically accurate, also loses something in its translation. For example, if you were to translate the phrase, "cat got your tongue," into another language, it would make no sense to them. Why would a cat grab your tongue? What are you even talking about? In order to convey the original idea, you would have to find out which saying is used in that other language to express the same concept. But it might not involve a cat, or even any animal at all. And so the literal translation would not be a very accurate one. But in a case like the one that I just described, the idea is more important than sticking to a very literal translation that also loses all of its intended meaning. However, because paraphrases are an individual's interpretation of the underlying idea instead of a rigorous academic translation of the word, they are not as objectively accurate as a translation is. A paraphrase is a lot more subjective, and that makes it much more susceptible to interpretations that are way off the mark of the original text's intent. The focus of a translation is on detailed accuracy, and sometimes the broader picture is not conveyed very clearly as a result. The focus of a paraphrase is on painting that big picture, but it often loses the accuracy of the finer details. Both are useful as long as you understand which is which and what the disadvantages to each approach are. And that is why I recommend using both an accurate translation like the New American Standard and a responsible paraphrase. Psalm 39. To the music leader, Jeduthun, a psalm of David. I resolved within myself, I will guard every step I take and carefully watch my own behavior, so that I will never go astray with my words. As the guard of the things that I do, I will put a muzzle on my own mouth to keep me silent whenever untrustworthy people are in my presence. And so, through sheer determination, I held my tongue, and I said nothing, In the name of doing something good, I even refrained from noble speech. And yet my torment only grew worse, and my severe distress kept accumulating. My heart continued to grow even more fiery inside of me, and whenever I contemplated my situation, my thoughts all boiled over. Then I finally allowed myself to just speak my mind, and I said, Most High, help me understand life by causing me to fully grasp my inevitable end. Help me to truly appreciate what it means to know that my finite days are numbered. Make me comprehend what a fleeting, momentary thing I am. I see clearly that you measured out my days in the shortest terms, and my entire lifetime added together is nothing for you. The truth is that every man at his very best, no matter how firmly he strides through his years, is merely an inconsequential breath of life that immediately vanishes without a trace. Consider that thought for a while. The truth is that every human being exists as a mere shadow, a phantom image of a higher reality. The truth is that they all make a chaotic fuss in this life for nothing. They amass riches and accumulate wealth without having any idea who will actually end up enjoying the benefits. And now that I know this, Most High, what ultimate expectation can I still live for? My only hope is in you. Save me from all of my own futile rebellions. Do not let me end up being the butt of a contemptuous fool's joke. For I am truly dumbfounded and robbed of the ability to craft any more words, so I will keep my mouth shut and embrace the experience of being at a loss for words. I will simply remain mute, because you are the one who has revealed larger truths to me that have impacted me to this degree. Stop punishing me with these heavy blows, for the weight of your hand's impact is crushing me, and I will not survive more. When you correct and discipline a man with rebukes for deliberately aiming low, like a moth you ravage his beauty and consume what is precious to him. Yes, truly, every living person is just a vanishing breath of air. Calmly meditate on that idea. Hear my prayer, Most High, and give my cry your full consideration. Do not be deaf to my tears, for I am a traveler who is overwhelmed in your land, and you have taken me in as a guest. I am nothing more than a stranger who is passing through, like all of my ancestors before me. I cannot measure up to you or bear the weight of the comprehensive perspective that you see. Turn your intense gaze away from me now, so that I may regain some cheerfulness and smile again before I leave this place and am no more. I pray that whatever voice God might choose to give me in this world, He would also give me the words that I should use it for. These words have meaning for me, and if they had some meaning for you as well, then I am truly grateful that we have both been given a gift from above, and from each other. Have a good day out there, my friends.